Well, here we are. Welcome to Garden America. Welcome to the beautiful country of Costa Rica. Whatever time it is where you're listening to us or watching us, we do appreciate it. It's been an adventure in Costa Rica. Fun fact, it's all across.
We crossed the Continental Divide.
Yes, we were on the
awesome.
and the Pan American Highway.
Yeah.
We were on the Pan American Highway
for a little bit.
multiple times.
We
No, what did you say we crossed?
Continental Divide.
Right, and we drove on the Pan American Highway.
Correct.
Right. Okay. We just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So welcome if you're tuning in or just happened onto our show. Normally we do our live broadcast, our live show at 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock Eastern Time Zone. We are in Costa Rica where the current time, John, is?
This is Garden
5:08.
It is 5:08 p.m.
Actually, that was Tiger.
What's that?
It was Tiger, not me, that gave you the time.
Oh, okay. Well, we should let Tiger talk. You and I babbling back
I
and
have
forth.
5:03 anyway.
Tiger, why don't you give your perspective? We've been here since Monday. Give your perspective of Costa Rica.
Yeah, look, first off, let's welcome the listeners and to kind of tell them what we're doing. So we put this tour together and we put it out there to all of our viewers and our listeners out there to be able to join us on this wonderful excursion that we took in Costa Rica. And Colette Travel, who helped us put it together, has put together a wonderful package with the assistance of us in determining some really neat places to go to, some neat places to stay, some great food options. And so we started on Monday where we landed in San Jose. We spent one night there in San Jose, Costa Rica, and then we just started our drive. And do you remember where our first stop was?
Let's see. I didn't know there'd be a test.
Okay.
The first stop when we came from
San Jose, we left the city of San Jose, which is like a metropolitan downtown area, right?
Right.
And then we, instantly started going up into the forest. And didn't you see a wonderful change? And it's amazing because in the United States sometimes we don't see that change happen as dramatically as we did when we were here in Costa Rica.
Yeah, you're talking about
in such a short space.
Right.
Right. Cloud forest, rainforest, and now the beach.
We hit it all. We even hit some desert areas that reminded us of San Diego, being back at home. So
exactly.
It's really neat. So day one, San Jose. Then we left San Jose. We made our way to I forget what it was, the city that we
didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either. That's why I was asking you.
And that's why I passed the buck back to you. See, on live radio or TV, sometimes when you don't know something, you act like you do, and maybe somebody else picks up the ball. This time we dropped the ball. John, how about you? You want to give it a shot?
I don't remember the first city we went to, but the thing I've been most impressed with in Costa Rica is the different climate zones, the climatic zones. Like Tiger was just expressing. And I learned for the first time the difference between a cloud forest and a rainforest.
Me too.
Yeah. And there's several differences. One is height.
Exactly.
The cloud forests are up in the clouds, and they're cooler, a lot cooler, right? Mm-hmm. And that's where we came from today. The temperature was probably, I'm guessing, like 68 when we left?
It's very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
Here's what I learned. There are not mosquitoes throughout the entire country. We've been mosquito-free until today. Well, they say there's mosquitoes here along the coast.
We still haven't seen them.
Not yet. I put my feet on just in case.
Yeah, me too.
Doka was our first thing, our first coffee plantation.
Coffee plantation.
Yes.
That was a good experience.
And that was really neat to kind of see where coffee comes from, how it's processed, how it's roasted and made and dried and all of those kind of things. And then to learn the details about Costa Rica's coffee history.
Right.
Just the idea that, countries are funded, different trades are created, different, industries are made, and ups and downs. They go from coffee to pineapples to bananas here in Costa Rica. But Doka was the first plantation that we went to, and it was on the way to Arenal,
which was a great resort.
Oh my gosh.
love that resort. I did
Arenal,
yeah. John and I did the walk the second day on Tuesday. Were you with us? You didn't make that, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, you did. Yes. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the first time we saw sloth. We saw, what else did we see in the first go around, John? Well, a lot of foliage and a lot of beautiful plants.
A lot of birds, right?
Yeah, and birds.
Yeah.
We saw the lipstick palm.
The lipstick palm, which you pointed out to me, which is now my favorite palm. You describe that, because unless you live in an area where they freeze at 55 degrees and they need humidity, right?
Yeah, so they won't grow well outdoors.
Right, which means many people have not seen them.
Right. The lipstick palm is a green single stem palm. It might sucker a little bit, but the crown shaft itself, instead of being green, is lipstick red.
Right.
And that's where the name lipstick.
And it looks like somebody just went with a paintbrush and kind of slapped it on there.
It is bright red.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't
miss it. And
once you point it out to somebody, you always see them.
Yeah, yeah. And they were beautifully grown all over the city. And just to kind of see them in someone's front yard as if it's just no big deal for us is a big deal.
Right.
You know, along with all the orchids that we saw in the turbo trees and bromeliads, right?
Yeah, bromeliads were everywhere. It was another perspective that was eye-opening was walking through the forest, looking up into the trees and seeing the bromeliads. But then when we went to cloud forest, taking the bridges and looking down, so you get both views.
Now, you guys both did the zip line yesterday, plus the walk, which I did. We did not do the zip line. I've never seen tigers so excited in my life. You said the same thing. When you came up that zip line, you were pumped. So, and I thought there was just one zip line run. Tell the people about the various stations and exactly both of your experience.
So, first off, when you go zip lining, you do different zip areas that you did.
Right.
The longest one was a kilometer. 1 kilometer long over a massive gorge.
And it took you, what, 2 hours, guys? 2.5 hours to do that?
It was like 10 minutes of and then an hour and 50 minutes of walking.
Yeah, you said there was a lot of walking.
Oh, yeah.
You know, after the walk we did, the bridge, what do you call the dangling bridge?
Bridges.
I call it the dangling bridge, but yeah, the hanging bridges, which was nice. A lot of
skywalking.
There's so much to see here. And we've just had an incredible experience. And Colette does a good job. Look, it's been a fast-paced trip. We're 2 days here, travel 1 day, 2 days someplace else.
We're going to need a vacation when we get back.
Well, you know, you did the right thing. You're going to spend an extra day here.
Decompress.
By the way, those of you watching on Facebook, and I do see some people now that are tuned in and watching us, every now and then the video may freeze up a little bit, but I'm watching it right now and it goes back on. So Wi-Fi may be just a little shaky. We're outside. We're at a resort, so just hang in there.
We're in Central America.
We are in. Doesn't that sound exotic? Yeah. Central America.
But I will say the resort that we're at right now, Nambu, being along the coast, the Pacific side here in Costa Rica, right along the water, it's absolutely gorgeous. This does. I do not feel like I'm in any kind of like what people would think of America. It's super nice.
Right. It's humid, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
We've experienced.
Certainly the hottest.
Yeah.
Because it was. I think he said yesterday was 100.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Right. But where we were yesterday, we were wearing jackets and pants.
Right.
From one day to the next, it just changes. Now, I guess we could say there are several micro.
They hit at the Continental Divide.
Right.
And then they were saying that the winds would get so strong, they would knock you off your motorcycle.
Exactly. Hey, by the way, those that have just tuned in, we are broadcasting live from Costa Rica. The name of this resort again?
Nambu.
Yeah, Nambu Resort here in Costa Rica on the Pacific Coast. We've made our way from the...
It was a fern
leaf bamboo.
Yeah.
And then I saw, the walk that we went on, John, there was a Hawaiian palm that was blooming. It looked like an octopus. Because you pointed, I said, what is that? You said, that's a Hawaiian palm, but it was...
No, tree fern.
Hawaiian tree fern. Okay, right,
yeah.
okay. Some of the highlights I can remember. So much has happened. To ask one specific question, you got to think about it a little bit because there's so much going on.
Well, I just went through my photos of what I kind of took photos through. And I will say one of the most exciting things that I saw, and it's a random thing, but day one, we're walking to breakfast. Right next to the swimming pool, there was a cacao bush in the hotel, downtown San Jose, with chocolate beans, cacao beans, hanging right off of it. I was right then. It's
just
crazy.
random. It's like right there.
Yeah.
It's an orange fruit about the size of a mango, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, just the location that we were at, and for that to be sitting there was very impressive to me. Obviously, we've seen a lot of chocolate throughout now.
Right. Yeah,
and
we've
seen them, so it's not as exciting now. But on day one, to just see that at the hotel we were at was pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. I want to give a shout out. Rick Lucas is watching. I went to high school with Rick.
Oh, one of your old buddies.
Lawrence, I went to junior high school and high school with. Big fan of the show. Every week he's commenting, he's asking questions and stuff. Anyway,
another thing, the heliconias. So the heliconias are all the kind of like ginger-like plants.
Yes.
I mean,
Everywhere.
endless number of different flowers.
That's what the rattlesnake heliconia was. Remember?
Thank you. And I posted that, and I knew people would like, what is that? First time I'd ever seen it. It looks like the rattle of a rattlesnake.
Yes.
And it's bright yellow.
And they come in red?
No,
the same
only
one?
yellow.
Only yellow?
Yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about, let's talk about the hummingbirds for a second, because I posted a bunch of pictures, and people
Said, should we get an Uber? And I just said, man, do you want to walk? And he said, yeah, I'll walk.
But you didn't mean walk all the way back, did you?
Well, there's no choice.
Yeah.
You kind of got to do that.
Yeah, once we started, there was kind of, well, we did say if we ever got tired, we could call an Uber. We could call an Uber.
You
but-
walked 5 miles back to the resort.
It was 5 miles, and we saw a lot of dead animals on the way, a lot of roadkill, which
Yep.
was interesting. But when you think of weeds, around your home, and then think of weeds in a tropical country, it's completely different. Because houseplants are the weeds in tropical countries. But as we were walking along the road, there was grassy areas, and Tiger's looking down in the grass, and all through the grass was sensitive plants.
It was and that's a plant that we sell in San Diego
It's
as a house
plant.
plant,
It's a house
in
plant.
a little 4-inch pot that I've never seen grow bigger than whatever grows out of a 4-inch pot.
Right.
And it's just as if it's just was thrown along the side of the road.
Is it safe to say that some of these plants that we've obviously seen them in nurseries,
Yeah.
in people's houses, but to see them growing wild as part of the landscape, it surprises you.
It's not only just surprising you, sometimes you don't know what they are because either they grow so large that you don't recognize it, or that it's growing in an area you would never think it could grow in.
Now we've got a shot. One of our cameras is shooting at
That's
some
a
of the
guava-
land, at
that's
some
the
of the
guava
landscape.
tree right there.
And that's a guava tree right there that you're looking
I'm
at.
hoping to see if we can catch a bird land on it. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Oh yeah, it's got guava on it.
I made sure to turn off that mic though because we also can hear a bunch of cicadas and other bugs.
Oh, you know what? That was a
starting
good
this
call.
evening.
Hey, Lenore's watching. We've got Noreen is watching. Lenore again. Okay, Julie. Okay, so a lot of people watching. You know what? I'm impressed that the people remember to tune in.
Yeah, thank
John,
you all.
Yeah, John, you sent out the newsletter. That was a good reminder.
And we get, I think we're a little too critical sometimes because we want the video quality to be perfect, we want the voice to be perfect, and Carolyn in Huntington Beach says that considering where you are now, it's incredible that we can see and hear you at all.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And again, in the studio, we have personal microphones, studio mics set up, and the audio is coming from the cameras that we use, and the space between us and the camera, obviously the audio is picking up just fine. People can hear us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for the feedback. We do appreciate that. Gina is watching from Idaho, John.
She is, yeah. Somebody mentioned that they were having problems hearing, but who knows?
Yeah, and you know what? Depends on where you are. Depends on your carrier. Depends on Facebook. A lot of things can play into that fact. But the fact that we're on is a miracle of sorts here. They said the water temperature was what?
90
degrees.
We haven't been in it yet, but it's supposed to be pretty warm.
So just think, John, you could go into the water, I could blow bubbles, and you'd be in a jacuzzi.
If I knew before I came on this trip that I was going to see everything I've seen, I would have still come.
Absolutely.
Like you already knew what to expect.
I knew what to expect, and there were certain things I was looking for. Like, what was the one plant I told you I wanted to see? We did want to see the Quetzal bird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then Musanda.
Musanda.
Yeah, Musanda. We've seen almost everything. On the way here, Tiger, and I couldn't tell him, but we both saw it, was the bougainvillea tree.
Yep.
There's bougainvillea all over the country, but the trees that get like 30 to 40 feet tall or something else.
And it's weird too because, I mean, there's a lot of bougainvilleas in San Diego.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
San Diego red, Barber-Cars, orange, white, pink ones. But there are colors here that I am not familiar with.
That one that you liked, Shannon agreed. She said that was something special.
And she hadn't seen it. Like, it's not,
Yeah.
it wasn't one that I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. And I just don't see that
It was
often.
pink, but not that color pink,
Right. So it's really neat to see the same plant, like we said, but in a little bit different way.
Environment, where different, and the humidity, I assume, has got to play into why some of the foliage and the plants we see are growing the way they are. Humidity's got a huge
Here's a
bearing,
test.
right?
Here's a test question, and I know you're going to get it right though. what was the rainfall that our wonderful guide Eduardo gave us for the kind of more foresty area? What was the rainfall that they expected?
Just a mere 18 feet.
18
feet, not 18 inches.
Not inches.
No, we're talking 18 to 19 feet of rain.
Right.
That's their expectation.
So again, the humidity and the rainfall obviously play a big part of
they
what
did
we're
have
seeing.
a drought, though. I think they only had 16 feet.
Exactly.
I can barely get that out because I'm thinking of the humidity and the rainfall. So yeah, that does play a big part. To the right of us, we don't have a camera on that, John.
Yeah, we can turn
Those
it.
palms.
The Bismarckia there.
The Bismarckia
those
palms.
are the nicest Bismarckia palms I've ever seen. They're really exciting. What about all the animals we saw in the riverboat, or not the boat, but the lake?
Okay, the first we drove.
You've
up,
been wanting to see caiman, right?
Okay, we drove up to the border of Nicaragua.
Yeah.
We got off. Yeah, we saw white-faced monkeys. We saw caiman,
Howler monkeys.
We saw lots of birds.
Tons of birds.
My goodness. And those, you know what's funny? The caiman are kind of hanging up on the banks. And the howler monkeys, and we posted some of these videos, they would come down to the water, look to the left, look to the right, get a drink, and scamper off back into the underbrush. And we did get a good video of a mom and her little monkey on her back.
Yep.
Mom
cute.
Mom and little monkey.
Kevin from Coeur d'Alene is joining us.
Kevin from Coeur d'Alene.
Where are you at, Kevin?
Ken Brinkman is on. Dana was talking back and forth to Carla, and Gina says we're coming in loud and clear.
Oh, good.
Yeah. There's Kevin right now. He's trying to find us right now.
Kevin, we're right here. You want to join the show?
Tell him to be quiet.
The question they may not want to answer is how many cuttings are coming home.
Oh, we definitely can't say that before we get past through customs.
Right, and you can't bring plants from Costa Rica into the U.S., right, without a permit?
No, that's not at all. That's going to feed back. You might want to turn your phone down. It's going to feed back. So we have one audience member.
Yeah.
One audience member.
Come on back here, Kevin.
Come on back, Kevin. Real quick, do a cameo.
Hey, everybody.
Kevin Lawrence.
So for those of you that don't know who Kevin is, one person a regular on our program.
Graduated with me from
right
Mission
now.
Bay High School.
Yeah.
I was rated the number 6 fan last go around.
You're up to number 4 this year.
Oh, wow.
You've jumped up 2
Don't touch
notches.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. I know they're hidden. You can't see them.
Look, I've never been in radio, so I have no idea what to do
Etiquette.
there.
You don't know a radio or Facebook Live etiquette. But hey, how you having a good time?
Awesome.
Beautiful.
All right.
Where do we look? Where do we look?
Right there. Look right down
That
there.
one
See
there.
that red light
Oh,
right there?
that guy. Hey,
There you
guys.
go.
Hi.
All right. We'll talk to you.
See you at dinner,
Love these
Kevin. See you
guys.
at
All right,
dinner.
buddy. Take care. Thanks for dropping
See
by.
ya.
So before Kevin, we were talking about the animals.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay. Something else that was super impressive is
Don't forget the piano bird. That was really
the
cool.
piano bird was impressive.
Yeah, it was.
What were they saying that the tropical birds had to? They don't have oil on their feathers.
Right.
So they have to dry them
So
off.
they have to dry in the sun. So
Right.
the piano bird
Wings out.
wings out
And
like
it looks
this.
like
and
the
it looked
keys
like
on
a
a piano.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of animals and sort of random things that happen, yesterday in the patio, I'm lying in the bed and I see an animal quickly run by. I said, did I see a quad Monday or a lemur? What was it? I ran outside, I grabbed the phone. He had turned the corner. I was able to catch a good shot of him, and then here comes another one right down. So you don't know what's going to pop up where.
That's what I was going to say is, and I get it. Okay, you know, if somebody comes to San Diego and they see a squirrel,
They're excited.
or they see a raccoon or something of that nature,
Right,
they
right.
might get excited and might be like, oh, that's kind of neat. Whatever, I've seen them before.
But an
Especially
exotic-
John up there in Fallbrook, you see all kinds of critters.
Yeah.
But an exotic animal.
But we saw, just in our hotel room, just in wherever we were at, just
Right.
walking from one place to another, you can see some very exotic,
Well, that was it.
exotic birds, all kinds of
Well, I
stuff.
was lying down, and this shadow figure came by. What the heck? I said, that was a quad on Monday. And the people here aren't surprised. Oh, yeah, they're here.
Yeah.
They come. And today we saw macaws. We saw a blue gold macaw and a scarlet macaw, which I've always seen in cages and pet shops. But
Just
to see
up in a tree.
Right, but to see them up in a tree,
Yeah.
it just seems out of place and kind of weird, but that's the
It's
natural
up in
habitat.
a mango tree, and you were surprised at the size of the mango trees
Yeah.
there.
I want to say there, I mean, for those of you that are in Southern California, large oak tree, you know, maybe even bigger, like a
Even
large
bigger,
sycamore.
Yeah.
You know, other people, parts of the countries, you know, big mulberry trees, big sycamore trees. It's a large canopy tree. So it's not just like a pine tree that goes straight up and down, but they get very wide along with tall.
Right.
And what other fruits did we see? Bananas everywhere, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, bananas outside your door.
Yeah.
At the last hotel, there was star fruit.
Yeah.
Papayas.
What's the tree that we are working to save for the three wattle? What is it called? The three, they have the things that hang from their beak.
Wattle? It was a three-wattle robin, right?
Wattle robin. Say that 10 times.
Yeah.
It was a three-wattled something.
What is it though? Like, what do you remember? What fruit they eat?
Avocados.
But how big are the avocados?
Yeah, the avocado. Yeah.
The avocados are like an inch big.
They're little.
Yeah, they're like the size of your little finger. Not even half your little finger.
All right, John. What's the biggest export? Who exports the most pineapple in the world?
The most pineapple.
The biggest exporter of pineapple in the world.
Was it Costa Rica?
Costa Rica. Yeah.
I thought it was a trick question.
Yeah. No, it wasn't, because I'm thinking of Hawaii.
Because it used to be Hawaii.
You're
It used to
right.
be Hawaii.
So all the pineapples come from Costa Rica.
We saw pineapple plantation.
Yes, we did, and we got to taste one of them. The sugar cane.
Did we post that video?
Yeah, I did.
Did we post a video of making sugar cane?
And I asked Daniel, because he's been good about going to my Facebook page. But the way that they squeeze sugar is very impressive. Go to our Facebook page, keep scrolling, you'll see the videos we're talking about.
It tasted good.
It's real good.
Walking back.
There's our driver, Drew.
Yeah. This okay.
Drew, come up here, Drew.
Yeah, he's been driving a massive, wonderful country, but just small roads, tight canyons, bridges that don't even fit the tour bus.
We should tell people here.
Yeah.
So to get from point A to point B, you're on a 2-lane road, and this 2-lane road is traffic going up one side and back the other. And I mean,
come over here, though, Drew. Come over here. Wave to the camera.
Winding curves, and we're talking for 2 hours at a time, 3 hours at a time, just like this. There's nothing straightforward, and it's there he is. We want to give us a big round of applause.
Keeping us safe this whole trip.
Right, we appreciate good driver. We came into some hairy situations. There's one turn we came to where it was like a square. And that's what it was. It wasn't round.
The bridge?
Yes, and you had to back up 2 or 3 times and came within probably 2 or 3 inches of the rail.
Right. Yeah.
So he's modest, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Drew.
You've done a great job.
You know, he's size in Costa Rica.
Oh, spotting stuff as you're driving, right?
Yeah, wherever you go, he sees it.
So I'm glad you guys here. Greetings.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you.
You are so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. You've done a great job so far. We do appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
5
See you at
days.
dinner.
See you at dinner.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Bye. Come to Costa Rica. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Pura vida.
Okay, Pura Vida, right. So the video's frozen up a little bit, but it'll come and go, people. So you can still hear us. So just hang in.
I was saying Tiger should tell people what Pura Vida means.
Yeah.
It's a greeting. It's right.
So my dad and I were having this conversation.
Okay, like everyone have a good time.
Yeah, it is. It's my dad and I were having this conversation about sayings and countries. Maybe they have different sayings, slogans, things. And Costa Rica has Pura Vida, which directly translates to pure life. Which when they say that, that could be hello, that could be goodbye, that could be thank you, that could be great job. Sometimes I feel they just throw it in there just to throw it in there. Like you're getting out of a door and somebody walks by, and as you leave, they'll just Pura Vida, and
it's kind of like the Hawaiians use aloha.
Aloha, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a general greeting overall, and it's just it's pure life when you translate it. Just
look at that.
It's
even on my flip flops, right there. It's close enough, but it's written on just about everything. You see them in stores. You see them all over the place, and that's Puravidi.
Yeah.
Now Ken wants to know if it's very humid.
Yes.
Right now
up
it is.
until today, I don't think it was that.
No,
humid.
I didn't think it was
Right
that
now
hot.
it is humid, but up until today it is not.
But we're on the Pacific coast, and it's hot and humid. But up until then, I think things that
Got a
surprised
little
me.
breeze coming through, guys.
Yeah, but no humidity, no mosquitoes. This is just our experience so far.
Yep.
And there's something else I was concerned about, but so far none of that.
Well, the other thing too, and we haven't ran into it yet, but even the sunscreen, sun exposure.
Oh yeah, that was.
It hasn't
the
been
other
bad,
thing.
too bad.
Yeah, I
Not at
haven't
all.
used sunscreen the whole time.
But you never know. Like he says, things can change in an instant. you know, and you got to be prepared.
Well, so I mean, our amazing leader, Eduardo was kind of talking up certain things, right? He wants to get you excited about where we're going next, what we're going to see.
Right.
But he also says, Mother Nature. You never know. It could be dumping down rain on us. It could be scorching hot. The animals could all be asleep. They could all be active. And that is kind of the beauty of Costa Rica, because it changes at a drop of a hat.
Drop of a hat, moment's notice.
And
same with the weather with the rain, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So on one hand, you can be like, oh, it's going to be a bad day, but 15 minutes later, it could be the best day you've ever had.
We had the monsoon last evening, or two evenings ago, all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of rain.
And a little thunder in the back.
Right now, he said that yesterday they saw sea turtles hatching.
Yeah.
Yes,
on
exactly.
the beach.
But again, we may not see that because it's just a happenstance. A lot of people tuned in. We really appreciate it. Every now and then the video does freeze up, but it comes right back on. So we have decent Wi-Fi here. Again, broadcasting live from, wow, Costa Rica. You ever think you'd say that?
I know, right?
You know,
that's so fun.
We've done remotes from your nursery.
From John's house.
Mission Hills Nursery, John's house from his library. So we can chalk up Costa Rica as one more for our resume. Let's see. Ola, that's Lenore. Patty is watching. A bit of vitamin D, Lenore, yes indeed.
So another thing I do want to mention is that this tour that Colette helped us put together also invited a few new people to join us that were not familiar with Garden America, who were able to come on the show on this tour with us. And how fun has it been to be able to travel with people from Texas, Alabama,
New York,
Mississippi, New York,
right, Florida,
Australia.
Well, we got an Australian group with us.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, we're big in Australia, John. You know that. We have been for years.
Wait,
so it's just fun, right?
Brian's joking, but he knows that we've gotten phone calls when we used to take live
phone calls
from Australia.
And it was like the middle of the night. He goes, yeah, it's where he was. Yeah, it's 2 in the morning. I'm listening to you guys.
And it was all the next day, so you already knew what happened on the show.
Exactly.
He's calling anyways.
Don't talk about the international date line. John will freak out. So, hey, by the way, we should mention, too, that we are 9 degrees from the equator.
Is it really?
9 degrees, yeah. That's why Eduardo was so adamant about sunscreen and being very careful of the sun. It's a different type of heat, a different kind of sun, because we're so close to the equator. It's very different.
Wow. I didn't realize we were only 9 degrees.
That's what he said. I could be mistaken, but
no, it's 9 degrees.
9 degrees.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
And you know, it's Central America,
right?
And what are we bordered on the top by? Nicaragua, because that's where we got to the top.
And to the south is Panama. Then South America.
Wow.
So we're very close to South America.
I think above Nicaragua is Honduras, right?
I don't know.
And then you have Colombia, right? Colombia. Yeah. Because
Colombia is not in Central America, is it? I thought that was South America.
No, we're not going to do geography right now.
No.
But watch this. Watch our people watch.
Listeners now.
Someone's going to chime in.
Rick asked if we're surfing yet, and no, because today is the first day we've actually been on the beach.
We got off the bus and set up this broadcast.
Right away.
Nicely done, Tiger, getting us up and running. Yeah. So again, somebody's going to chime in, I'm sure, with the countries here in Central America.
Gina says my granddaughter loves sea turtles, so get a video.
Yeah, well, obviously, if we see them hatching, we definitely will.
Yeah.
Everybody that we came on board the bus with have all heading down to the beach, and why not? Why not? Anybody have any questions, by the way? Kevin says surf is small, maybe boogie boards will work.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Be good stuff right there.
Now you said Kevin was a great surfer.
Well, I said he surfed. I don't know how great he is. But in high school,
understood the conversation.
In the high school, he was hung around all the surfer guys. So,
what else is on the trip? So, one thing that we haven't mentioned yet: food through Costa Rica, food at the different places that we've been staying at.
Food is very different wherever you go. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's same concept, same format, but it does vary.
They definitely have a local cuisine.
It's local cuisine, absolutely, yeah. And there is a common denominator throughout all the places that we stopped and ate. Last night was very, very good. Our last dinner last night.
I had the steak.
You had the steak. I had the fish, tilapia.
Yeah.
And you had, what did you have, steak, John?
Same thing, the Argentinian steak.
Right.
Yeah. Classic meal is beans, rice, eggs,
beans,
chicken.
Rice, and eggs.
Those are the staples.
I want to chime in quickly. John, you're right. Colombia is in South America.
Yeah, Colleen says Colombia is in South America, you big dummy.
Yeah. She wrote that to me.
You know, that last part wasn't even in there. Thank you, Colleen.
So we have corn in the United States.
Right.
So, and we have potatoes. Okay.
Yes, we do.
Here, the way they use plantains and bananas for every substitute,
every
chips, the different, you know, pancakes, the all that kind of stuff. It's all made with like plantains or bananas.
You know, speaking of corn, we got potato salad with corn in it.
Oh, did you?
I had never seen that before. And
I could see how that would be good.
It wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have going here? Dana?
Tiger, what was the most unusual plant you've seen, or the one you were most surprised so far to see?
So I would say I don't know the name, but there were some orchids in trees that just blow me away because, and I showed you a picture of one from ziplining yesterday. I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was just up in a tree, beautiful orchid, you know. So I've just been really impressed with more of the orchids.
Do you remember how many species of orchid they told us yesterday were here? I mean,
I want to
it's
say
well over 1,000.
Yeah, I want to say it was over 1,000, and I feel like they even said we don't even know the real number because of some of the areas they have not explored yet.
They think as many as half of what they know about has not been discovered.
Right.
Did you guys enjoy watching and being inside the the greenhouse with the butterflies?
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Tiger did a video from there.
Yeah.
Right, and so that video is on our Facebook page if you want to check that out. The blue butterfly, I think, is everyone's favorite.
They call it morpho.
Morpho,
The
but
blue morpho is there.
it wouldn't land and stay still long enough to get a really, really good picture.
You
No,
just
but the
capture
one
it.
with
Yeah.
the camouflage that they used, that one that can look like a snake's head,
A fish
a fish,
and an owl.
and an owl. Yeah.
Yeah, and you cover the wings a certain way, and
Yeah.
they just built-in protection. Except if you're a butterfly in a tree and you look like a fish, I don't think that's protection. I think that confuses predators more than anything
Like,
else.
what is a fish
What's
doing
a fish
in this
doing up
tree?
here?
Very confusing.
Well, I think when they put up the butterfly enclosure where, you know, they're hatching them every day so we could see something new every day, I think they thought the butterflies would live longer because out in the wild there's predators.
Right.
They thought we put them inside and they're going to be safe from anything eating them. Well, outside they can live up to 5 weeks unless they get eaten.
They don't live long. They're not long-lived creatures. And once they mate, that's it. Bye-bye.
Well, that's the problem. Indoors in the enclosure, they live 5 hours.
Because they just mate right away.
Yeah, they mate right away.
Well, they're able to mate within 5 hours after they come out of the chrysalis, and if they do, they die. But out in nature, out in the wild, how soon is it?
Right.
Exactly.
And then they can
take your
connect.
chance. Is that like hitting a bar at night?
Yeah. But
Kinda.
imagine being born into a bar and then
Right.
you never leave.
Right. Hey, you know, Kevin had a good suggestion. You want to grab that camera there, Tiger?
Okay.
And just maybe do a pan if you can to give people a different perspective, sort of what we're looking at from our
beach?
vantage point.
You know, Lenore wasn't with us, so I don't know how she knew this, but the other one that was really impressive was the one with clear wings.
Clear wing, exactly. When
Yeah.
Lenore's up on her butterflies.
Yeah, you could see right through them.
Looks good, Tiger. Maybe down just a bit. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you can see the Bismarckia really well.
Yeah, exactly. And the thatched roofs. You say roof or roof, John? Are you a roof or roof guy?
Roof.
Yeah. Yeah, roof.
It's probably roof.
It probably is. There's two O's. Probably a long O.
Yeah.
So that was
Kind of rough, though.
a perspective. That's what we're looking at, and a lot of people are down. And look at that. There's no surf over here to speak of, Tiger.
No,
It looks
nothing
like
right
a
now.
bay.
How is it that, and this is just a question for me because I don't know. How is the video so bright when it's so dark here right now?
Because it adjusts for the lighting.
Really?
Yes, it's just like
Automatically.
your phone. So the camera will adjust for the lighting. It looks like we have a ring light on.
Yeah.
It does look like that.
Yeah, picking up a lot.
Maybe
of
we should just stay here and do our shows from here.
Well, you know,
because-
I don't give Lenore that much credit because it was in the newsletter about the clear winged butterfly.
Lenore,
Look,
the ocean.
Carla didn't say that though.
I'm not sure how to answer this. Where is the ocean?
She was talking about, I think, when you were pointing.
Yeah,
Okay, and
kind of that way to us.
What's our direction here, guys? Northeast, west, and south.
We're on the
West.
west coast.
Right, we're on the west
That's
coast.
west.
Okay, so the
That's-
ocean is okay. Okay, got it. Got our bearings.
You know, some people who were going to take this tour did not take it because of the difficulty of the tour, a lot of walking and
A lot of
things like
walking,
that.
sure.
But you know, we have people in their 80s that are here. And
Oh, yeah.
You could easily do the tour, but some of the things that are a little more strenuous, there were places for you when you dropped.
Good options.
Right, like the butterfly conservatory. You could just stay there,
Sit down, yeah.
look around in some of the souvenir shops, wait for people. You didn't have to do everything.
Right.
You know what though? It's been not only a great trip, but I'm getting my exercise in. I'm getting my steps in. So I'll probably go back and have lost about 4 or 5 pounds.
Think so?
I don't want. Yeah, but you're walking. You're walking it off.
I have been, but I've been eating a lot. Food. I think the
Tiger's not
food's been
just
delicious.
walk. You know, Tiger and his dad both. They don't just walk. After they're done with walking, they go to the gym. Workout, and it's.
Have you been hitting the gym every day?
Been trying
Almost.
to.
Yeah. He's like, it's no big deal. That's what I do.
That's the way to keep active and keep.
When the Tiger came out, it looked like nothing. He walked through the gym.
Yes, Lenore. Costa Rica, and for the past week or so, we've been making. This is the end, my friend. John likes to squeeze in a Doors reference every now and then. We're here tomorrow. We got people are going to be snorkeling. They're going to be doing kayaking,
Swimming with dolphins.
Swimming and
there
some
might be
just
some whales.
relaxing and just doing nothing and winding. John.
No, I'm
Okay.
just looking at that ocean because Shannon. I'll take it or leave it. Oh, yeah. But one of the Did You Know articles in our newsletter was about the plant.
Salvia?
Took a picture of.
You said it's better to say hot lips.
Oh,
Right.
the one, the flower that looks like lips. That you,
Right.
Yes, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
John and I are looking at each other.
Well, I don't know if you're thinking. There's another name for it. And I
But is it a common name?
yeah, it's a common name.
Okay.
But anyway, the genus is Psychotropia. And it's interesting because there's psychotropic properties of that particular plant. And when I did the newsletter article on it, it's just that flower was so amazing that, you know, I researched it and wrote about it. Had no idea it would be here when we were walking through the forest.
Again, another surprise.
Yeah. A pleasant surprise.
Pleasant
Brian.
surprise. Yeah, we're buffering.
Carla says it sounds like super fun. Again, like when I got home and Shannon asked me if I had fun, I said I think so.
Oh yeah. You know, and for you to say I think so, I think you had fun.
Well, when I woke up this morning, I knew I had fun, but it was
Yeah.
just, I could barely move. Birds, that's
We'll talk about our trip and more or less recap this and then recap the entire trip.
it'll be an open show.
It'll be an open show.
Yeah, so we won't have a guest. Questions you want, and if you've gone a whole week without knowing what to do in your garden, because we're there, we'll be happy.
We appreciate it, and we'll do it again Saturday. John Bagnesco, Tiger Palafox, live from Costa Rica. See you next Saturday.